Hey everybody, what's going on? It is k0ngbuster here, and I have for you today a brand new Pokedex reading video. This time we're choosing the Pokemon Sun and Moon strategy guide. Got this for about 10 bucks, and hey, let's get right into it. This covers about 300 of these buggers. I want to say, as far as I looked through it, I leafed through it for a little bit. It covers just not the entire national Pokedex, but just the Pokedex that is mainly in just Sun and Moon, like main game, if you will. So first, and I'll give the proper procedure of each one that I read here. So I'm not going to read and say which one says here's the sun entry, here's the moon entry. Simply it goes sun entry first, then moon entry, and simply I'm going to say the Pokemon's name and also give the species. And I'll do the name, species, and then both entries, implying the sun one comes first and the moon one comes second because of, top to bottom order. So without further ado, let's do it. We have Rowlet, the grass quill Pokemon. This wary Pokemon uses photosynthesis to store up energy during the day while becoming active at night. And then, silently, it glides, drawing near its targets before they even notice it. It begins to pelt them with vicious kicks. Next we have a Dartrix, the blade quill Pokemon. A bit of a dandy, it spends its free time preening its wings. Its preoccupation with any dirt on its plumage can leave it unable to battle. It throws sharp feathers, called blade quills, at enemies or prey. It seldom misses. We have Decidueye. It fires arrow quills from its wings with such precision they can pierce a pebble at distances over 100 yards. Although basically cool and cautious, when it's caught by surprise, it's seized by panic. Interesting how it becomes panicked in a panic, since it's a ghost type. Oh, did I read the thing on that? Oh yes, it's the arrow quill Pokemon. Next we have Litten, the fire cat Pokemon. While grooming itself, it builds up fur inside its stomach. It sets the fur alight and spews fiery attacks, which change based on how it coughs. It doesn't allow its emotions to be easily seen. Earning its trust takes time. It prefers solitude. Next we have Torracat, also the fire cat Pokemon. At its throat, it bears a bell of fire. The bell rings brightly whenever this Pokemon spits fire. It boasts powerful front legs. With a single punch, it can bend an iron bar right over. It's looking an awful lot like Garfield here too. Incineroar, the heel Pokemon, and that's heel spelled H-E-E-L. This Pokemon has a violent, selfish disposition. If it's not in the mood to listen, it will ignore its trainer's orders with complete nonchalance. After hurling ferocious punches and flinging furious kicks, it finishes opponents off by spewing fire from around its navel. Navel's like the belly button, your waist. Next we have Poplio, the sea lion Pokemon. This Pokemon snorts body fluids from its nose, blowing balloons to smash into its foes. It's famous for being a hard worker. I like that note. This Pokemon can control water bubbles. It practices diligently so it can learn to make big bubbles. Next we have Brionne, or it might be Brione. It's the pop star Pokemon. A skilled dancer, it creates a sequence of water balloons as it dances, and briskly bombards its enemies. It cares deeply for its companions. When its trainer is feeling down, it performs a cheery dance to try and help. What a lovely lad. Next we have Primarina, the soloist Pokemon. It controls its water balloons with song. The melody is learned from others of its kind and is passed down from one generation to the next. Its singing voice is its chief weapon in battle. This Pokemon's trainer must prioritize the daily maintenance of its throat at all costs. Primarina. Also, side note, I never actually played these games. Let me know what kinds of games of Pokemon varieties you guys have played in the comments. We have Pipipek. I do like this one. Pipipek. It is the woodpecker Pokemon. It can peck at a rate of 16 times a second to drill holes in trees. It uses the holes for food storage and for nesting. This Pokemon feeds on berries, which leftover seeds become the ammunition for the attacks it fires from its mouth. We have Trumbeak. It is the bugle beak Pokemon. It eats berries and stores their seeds in its beak. When it encounters enemy or prey, it fires off all the seeds in a burst. By bending its beak, it can produce a variety of calls and brand itself a noisy nuisance for its neighbors. We then have Toucannon. It is the cannon Pokemon. Cannon spelled with 2 N's, like a bombarding, blasting cannon. When it battles, its beak heats up. The temperature can easily exceed 212 degrees Fahrenheit, causing severe burns when it hits. Within its beak, its internal gas ignites, explosively launching seeds with with enough power to pulverize boulders. Bit of a fighting type we have here. Not really though. It's normal flying, of course. Next we have Yungoos, the loitering Pokemon. With its sharp fangs, it will bite anything. It did not originally live in Alola, but was imported from another region. Imported. They make it sound synthetic. It wanders around in a never-ending search for food. At dusk, it collapses from exhaustion and falls asleep on the spot. We have Gumshoes, the stake-out Pokemon. When it finds a trace of its prey, it patiently stakes out the location, but it's always snoozing by nightfall. It adores having Rattata and Raticate for dinner. Woo! Pokemon eating other Pokemon. But as it's diurnal. Diurnal? I'm gonna have to Google that word. It never encounters them. This Pokemon boasts incredible patience. Patience is a virtue. Alright, let's see here. Oh, next, we have Alolan Rattata. It's the mouse Pokemon. With its incisors, it gnaws through doors and infiltrates people's homes. Then, with a twitch of its whiskers, it steals whatever food it finds. Now, these actually might be just the entries for the general Rattata, but since it's Sun and Moon, there are several, brand new, Alolan-like forms and whatnot. So, take it for what you will. These may not be the Alolan entries, nor it's one or the other, but you know what I mean. So, let's see. When the sun goes down, it becomes active. It runs around town on a chase for good food for the boss of its nest, Raticate. Then we have Raticate, the mouse Pokemon. It forms a group of Rattata, which it assumes command of. Each group has its own territory, and disputes over food happen often. This gourmet Pokemon is particular about the taste and freshness of its food. Restaurants where Raticate live have a good reputation. Next we have Caterpie, the worm Pokemon. When attacked by bird Pokemon, it resists by releasing a terrifically strong odor from its antenna, but it often becomes their prey. It's easy to catch, and it grows quickly, making it one of the top recommendations for novice Pokemon trainers. Next we have Metapod, the cocoon Pokemon. Its shell is filled with soft innards. It doesn't move much because of the risk it might carelessly spill its innards out. Its shell is hard, but it's still just a bug shell. It's been known to break, so intense battles with it should be avoided. Next we have Butterfree. It is the butterfly Pokemon. Close examination of its large eyes reveals that each eye is composed of a myriad of tiny eyes. When attacked by other Pokemon, it defends itself by scattering its poisonous scales and fluttering its wings. They should have me on the Jeff Corwin experience. Some of you might not even know who that is. Lediba, the 5-star Pokemon. They are timid and grow uneasy when not in a swarm with others of their kind. The pattern on their backs differs slightly from one to another. They communicate with one another using bodily fluids that give off odors. When they're angry, their odors smell sour. Ledian, also the 5-star Pokemon. While it's believed that starlight provides it with energy, this Pokemon also loves to eat berries. In the daytime, it curls up on the grass to sleep. In battle, it throws punches with all 4 arms. The power of each individual blow is piddly, so it aims to win by quantity over quality. Next we have Spinarak. It's the string spit Pokemon. It waits intently until its preferred prey, Cutiefly, gets caught in its web. In fact, it's quite a patient Pokemon. Some fishermen weave its sturdy thread into nets to catch fish Pokemon. Ariados. It is the long leg Pokemon. There are some areas where people use the string Ariados spins for their own weaving. The resulting cloth is popular for its strength. It spins thread from both its rear and its mouth. Then it wraps its prey up in thread and sips their bodily fluids at its leisure. Just like that one Hobbit movie scene with a big spider. Here we go. Next we have Pichu, the tiny mouse Pokemon. It is not yet skilled at controlling electricity. If you take your eyes off it, it may shock itself. Despite this Pokemon's cute appearance, those who want to live with one should prepare to be on the receiving end of its electric jolts. Next is Pikachu. It's the mouse Pokemon. A plan was recently announced to gather many Pikachu and make an electric power plant. It's in its nature to store electricity. It feels stressed now and then if it's unable to fully discharge the electricity. Next we have Raichu, and this guy has an Alolan form, Alolan Raichu. It only evolves to this form in the Alola region. According to researchers, its diet is one of the causes of this change. It uses psychokinesis to control electricity. It hops aboard its own tail, using psychic power to lift the tail and move about while riding it. Okay, yeah, so these entries are definitely for like Alolan-based Pokemon, for the forms. It's not just the general form. And speaking of its entry, use a Thunderstone on a Pikachu in Alola. Has to be in the area. That's pretty cool. So let's see. Next we have Grubbin. It is the larva Pokemon. Its strong jaw enables it to scrape trees and slurp out the sap. It normally lives underground. They often gather near places frequented by electric Pokemon in order to avoid being attacked by bird Pokemon. Next we have Charjabug. It's the battery Pokemon. Its body is capable of storing electricity. On camping trips, people are grateful to have one around. That's cool. Your own literal power supply. A mobile power supply. From the food it digests, it generates electricity, and it stores this energy in its electric sac. Next we have Vikavolt, the stag beetle Pokemon. It zips around on sharp outlook for an opening. It concentrates electrical energy within its large jaws and uses it to zap its enemies. It produces electricity via an electrical organ in its abdomen. It overwhelms bird Pokemon with shocking beams of electrical energy. Ooh, we have Bonsly, the bonsai Pokemon. It does not deal well with water, so it lives in dry locales. Since its surroundings tend to lack greenery, it stands out noticeably. From its eyes, it can expel excess moisture from its body. This liquid is similar in composition to human sweat. Hence, using fake tears a lot in the show. Sudowoodo, the imitation Pokemon. To avoid attack, it mimics a tree. It will run off if splashed with water, which it hates. Hence, the squirt bottle from Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Apparently, the larger the green parts of this Pokemon, the more collectors value it. If it's a particular favorite among elderly people. I can see that. Bonsai. Happiny. It is the playhouse Pokemon. It carries a round white rock in its belly pouch. If it gets along well with someone, it will sometimes give that person the rock. So that's not an egg? Man, I've been lied to my whole life. That's funny. It's too small to lay eggs. As a surrogate, it searches out round white stones. That is interesting to see the word surrogate used in the Pokemon universe. Chansey, the egg Pokemon. The eggs laid by Chansey are rich in nutrients and a favorite food of many Pokemon. Not only are these Pokemon fast runners, there are also few in number, so anyone who finds one must be lucky indeed. Blissey, it is the happiness Pokemon. Even the most ferocious Pokemon become calm when they eat Blissey's egg, which is said to be filled with happiness. Its fluffy fur coat acts as a sensor, enabling it to read the feelings of people and Pokemon. I think John Arbuckle would like this egg a lot, considering it was confirmed that he drank dog cum from one of the comic strips from Garfield. We have Munchlax, the big eater Pokemon. It needs to consume its own weight in food every day. As far as flavor is concerned, it's indifferent. When it finds something that looks like it might be edible, it goes right ahead and swallows it whole. That's why it gets fatter day by day. That's funny. Snorlax, the sleeping Pokemon. Its stomach is said to be incomparably strong. Even Muck's poison is nothing more than a hint of spice on Snorlax's tongue. It does eat vines and bramble in the show. It eats nearly 900 pounds of food every day. It starts nodding off while eating, and continues to eat even while it's asleep? Man, that's that sleep talk going to work right there. Next we have Slowpoke, the dopey Pokemon. Its long tail often breaks off. It doesn't really feel any pain though, and the tail grows back. Slowpoke isn't particularly bothered. Alolan home cooking involves drying Slowpoke tails and then simmering them in a salty stew. Slowbro, the hermit crab Pokemon. It spaces out while gazing at the sea. With Shelter's poison flowing through its body, it becomes even spacier. Man, that's the lore? That's what it's doing? Wow. That's dark. A little dark. Whenever Shelter bites down hard on its tail, it gives Slowbro a flash of inspiration, which it forgets a moment later. It's like those people that get severe head trauma and suddenly they've mastered a language. But I don't know if that's real, but Slowking, the royal Pokemon. A poisonous bite reacted with its system, blessing it with the enhanced intellect of a genius. It has full control of its psychic powers. This Pokemon is so famed for its intellect that a proverb still persists in some regions. Quote, "When in doubt, ask Slowking." Sorry about that. A famous line of Slowking from Pokemon the movie 2000 is when it's covered in snow. This is just a sudden cut in the film. It just cuts to Slowking when you know what it is. It cuts to him covered in snow. He shakes it off and he's like, I can use pants. It's just funny. Wingull, the seagull Pokemon. Its hollow bones enhance its likeness. It spreads its wings to the wind and soars away into the sky. Fishermen keep an eye out for Wingull in the sky. Sometimes, wherever they're circling, the ocean is sure to be teeming with fish Pokemon. Pelipper, the water bird Pokemon. Its spacious beak is large enough for a small child to fit right inside. Gathering food is the work of young males. They store food in their capacious beaks and carry it back to others waiting in the nest. Pelipper. I'm so glad they buffed Stockpile, giving you defense and special defense upon each use. It used to not do that. Abra, the PSI, or Psi, Pokemon. It sleeps 18 hours a day. Even while sleeping, it will teleport itself to treetops and pick and eat berries there. It can teleport itself to safety while it's asleep, but when it wakes, it doesn't know where it is, so it panics. Kadabra. It is the PSI Pokemon. A theory exists that this Pokemon was a young boy who couldn't control his psychic powers and ended up transformed into this Pokemon. Kadabra's presence infests televisions and monitors with creepy shadows that bring bad luck. Alakazam, the PSI Pokemon. It is said to have an IQ of approximately 5,000. Its overflowing psychokinetic powers cause headaches to anyone nearby. Its brain cells continue to increase in number until its death. The older the Alakazam, the larger its head. Just like that Jimmy Neutron episode with Sheen when his head became literally like 50 times the size of his body. Meowth, also an Alolan form. Alolan Meowth. It is the Scratch Cat Pokemon. This Pokemon was not originally found in Alola. Human actions caused a surge in their numbers, and they went feral. They're prideful and crafty. When its delicate pride is wounded, or when the gold coin on its forehead is dirtied, it flies... Wait, flies? It flies into a hysterical rage. I wouldn't call that flies. More like it is subdued into, or something like that. Persian, Alolan Persian, the classy cat Pokemon. Its round face and smooth coat, softer than most high-class velvet, have made this a very popular Pokemon in Alola. It looks down on everyone other than itself. Its preferred tactics are Sucker Punches and blindside attacks. And let me see, does it learn Sucker Punch? Huh. It does not, actually. Not even Meowth does. That's weird. Doesn't learn Sucker Punch? Huh. Alright. Despite being a Dark-type Pokemon and Dark-type move? Huh. Not in Level Ups. Maybe it's a TM, but yeah. We have Magnemite, the magnet Pokemon. They gather in places where electricity is available. They can be found clinging to the steel towers used to support power lines. It sends out electromagnetic waves, which let it float through the air. Touching it while it's eating electricity will give you a full-body shock. Magneton, the magnet Pokemon. When 3 Magnemite link together, their brains also become one. They do not become 3 times more intelligent. It has about 3 times the electrical power of Magnemite. For some reason, outbreaks of this Pokemon happen when lots of sunspots appear. Magnezone. It is the magnet area Pokemon. 3 units generate magnetism. There have been many mistaken reports of UFO sightings when Magnezone flies through the night sky. As it zooms through the sky, this Pokemon seems to be receiving signals of unknown origin, while transmitting signals of unknown purpose. It's contacting Elon Musk. It's telling him to buy more Dogecoin. Alolan Grimer. It's the sludge Pokemon. A Grimer which has been brought in to solve a problem with garbage, developed over time into this form. Muck. Wait, I skipped one. Yeah, my bad. The crystals on Grimer's body are lumps of toxins. If one falls off, lethal poison leak out. Or poisons leak out. Muck. Alolan Muck, the sludge Pokemon. The garbage it eats causes continuous chemical changes in its body, which produce its exceedingly vivid coloration. While it's unexpectedly quiet and friendly, if it's not fed any trash for a while, it will smash its trainer's furnishings and eat up the fragments. Wow. Growlithe, the puppy Pokemon. It's both clever and loyal, but if a stranger tries to invade its territory, it barks threateningly. It looks cute, but when you approach another trainer's Growlithe, it will bark at you and bite. Arcanine. It's the legendary Pokemon. Overflowing with beauty and majesty, this strong Pokemon appears in ancient Eastern folklore. The fire burning inside its body serves as the energy to fuel it as it runs great distances. It appears in many legends. Next we have Drowsy, the Hypnosis Pokemon. A Pokemon that nourishes itself by eating dreams. It is thought to share common ancestry with Munna and Musharna. It finds really fun dreams tasty. When it makes friends with people, it may show them the most delicious dreams it's ever eaten, showing them, like, astral projecting the image, the dream. Ooh. Hypno, the Hypnosis Pokemon. While it is an extremely dangerous Pokemon, people who are in need of a good, sound sleep call it their savior. It's all about perspective. As a matter of course, it makes anyone it meets fall asleep and has a taste of their dreams. Anyone having a good dream, it carries off. Hold on. Let me reread this. Some of this verbiage is weird. As a matter of course, it makes anyone it meets fall asleep and has a taste of their dreams. Anyone having a good dream, it carries off. Oh, creepy. Makuhita, the Guts Pokemon. It was originally brought in from another region, but now Makuhita from Alola are more famous. Well, yeah, because it's original. So I guess when they say it's carried in from another region, they're just like, what, I guess mass transiting Pokemon, I guess. Their daily routine consists of training together first thing in the morning, eating and napping in the afternoon, and then more training afterward. Hariyama, the Arm Thrust Pokemon. It is known for its fantastic strength, but as it grows older, it focuses more on training Makuhita. They love to compare their freakish strength, strength enough to send a truck flying with a single slap. Smeargle. It is the painter Pokemon. I've always liked Smeargle. And actually, yeah, they've kept up the tradition where it learns sketch every odd number ending in a 1, or not odd number, well yeah, odd number ending in a 1, 11, 21, etc. The unique creations produced by such Smeargle are painted using the fluid that oozes from its tail. This is how it marks its territory. It draws symbols all over the place to mark its territory. In towns with many Smeargle, the walls are covered in graffiti. Let's see. Ooh, now this is a new one. Now I will say, this region I'm not very familiar with. So this next one is Crabrawler. It is the boxing Pokemon. While guarding its weak points with its pincers, it looks for an opening and unleashes punches. When it loses, it foams at the mouth and faints. It punches so much, its pincers often come off from overuse, but they grow back quickly. Let's see. What little meat they contain is rich and delicious. Speaking of seizures and foaming at the mouth, when I first went to go see Ice Age as a kid, there was apparently an older lady in the audience after the movie was over having a seizure. Let's see. Crabominable. It's the woolly crab Pokemon. It aimed for the top, but got lost and ended up on a snowy mountain. Being forced to endure the cold, this Pokemon evolved and grew fur. It just throws punches indiscriminately. In times of desperation, it can top off its own pincers and fire them like rockets. That's pretty cool. Ghastly, the gas Pokemon. Should a strange light be seen flickering in an abandoned building, Ghastly is lurking there. Although Ghastly is barely visible, when it's near, a faint, sweet smell lingers. I don't know if they've ever described its gas as having a smell, ever. Because, its gas is its body. Let's see. Haunter, the gas Pokemon. It strikes at humans from total darkness. Those licked by its cold tongue grow weaker with each passing day until they die? Wow. It fears the light and revels in the dark. It may be on the verge of extinction in cities that stay brightly lit at night. Gengar, it's the shadow Pokemon. Should you feel yourself attacked by a sudden chill, it is evidence of an approaching Gengar. There is no escaping it. Give up, it says. Credit and shoutouts to Mr. Justin Silverman, Gengar being his favorite. It apparently wishes for a traveling companion. Since it was once human itself, it tries to create one by taking the lives of other humans. That's interesting. So this note right here, in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red and Blue version, they talk about a Gengar that became a human also to fuck with you in the game. That's interesting that this game came well after Red and Blue version, the Mystery Dungeon games. That's an interesting piece of lore there. Drifloon, the balloon Pokemon. Stories go that it grabs the hands of it grabs the hands of small children and drags them away to the afterlife. It dislikes heavy children. Man, I've noticed with Pokemon entries, these get more and more savage over time. It's just funny. There's never the sky's the limit, quite literally. With in this case, yeah. If for some reason its body bursts, its soul spills out with a screaming sound. Probably a Banshee. Drifblim, the blimp Pokemon. There was once an incident in which a man took a trip riding a Drifblim, only to go missing. Even while under careful observation, large flocks of Drifblim flying at dusk will inexplicably disappear from view. UFOs. We have Misdreavus, the Screech Pokemon. It will use any means necessary to frighten people and absorb their life energy. It practices constantly to hone its skill in causing fear. If you hear a sobbing sound emanating from a vacant room, it's undoubtedly a bit of mischief from Misdreavus. Mismagius, it's the magical Pokemon. It appears as if from nowhere, muttering incantations, placing curses, and giving people terrifying visions. I do like how they've worked in like a magician's hat into this Pokemon. Like Logan from Dark Souls 1. Mismagius has been known to cast spells to make people fall in love, so some people search for this Pokemon as if their life depended on it. Zubat, the Bat Pokemon. It sleeps in caves during the day. It has no eyes, so to check its surroundings while flying, it emits ultrasonic waves. Fun fact, not all bats don't not have eyes. Some do, some don't. Golbat, the Bat Pokemon. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped one with Zubat. When exposed to sunlight, they suffer burns. The frequency of their ultrasonic waves can differ slightly from colony to colony. Let's see. Golbat, the Bat Pokemon. Its thick fangs are hollow like straws, making them unexpectedly fragile. These fangs are specialized for sucking blood. Sometimes they drink so much blood they can't fly anymore. Then they fall to the ground and become food for other Pokemon. I wonder what would eat this thing. Maybe Tropius would. Crobat, the Bat Pokemon. Both its legs become wings, and as a result, it can't move well on the ground. All it can do is crawl around. Silent and swift in its four-winged flight, it bites down on its prey before they realize what's happening. In a heartbeat, it drains their blood. Crobat, huh? Yeah, speaking of vampires, I was considering picking up a pristine copy of Castlevania Symphony of the Night for $140. I have a feeling that's too much. It was a green label, after all. Diglett. Ooh, we have an Alolan Pokemon. This is Alolan Diglett. It's the mole Pokemon. Its head sports an altered form of whiskers made of metal. When in communication with its comrades, its whiskers wobble to and fro. I like that verbiage. Its golden hairs function as sensors. It pokes them out of its burrow to monitor its surroundings. Dugtrio, the mole Pokemon, also Alolan. Its shining gold hair provides it with protection. It's reputed that keeping any of its fallen hairs will bring bad luck. These Pokemon are cherished in the Alola region, where they are thought to be feminine deities of the land incarnate. That's interesting. Spearow, the tiny bird Pokemon. Its short wings make it inept at flying. It moves about hurriedly and pecks at bug-type Pokemon in the tall grass. Farmers whose fields are troubled by bug Pokemon appreciate Spearow for its vigorous appetite and look after it. Fearow, the beak Pokemon. It's tough and has excellent stamina. It has no problem flying continuously for a whole day, carrying a heavy load. Drawings of a Pokemon resembling Fearow can be seen in murals from deep in ancient history. Ooh, we have Rufflet, the Eaglet Pokemon. I think this is a new one. I'm not sure though. This might be a black and white Pokemon. They pick fights indiscriminately. They grow stronger and more powerful each time they faint or are injured. That's kind of like Base from Mega Man Battle Network, the Get-ability program. With its sharp claws, this Pokemon pierces its prey, and then it pecks at them, Although it also consumes berries, it's a carnivore at heart. Braviary. It's the valiant Pokemon. With its brave disposition, it fears nothing, not even death. Ancient Alolan people respected it, referring to it as the hero of the sky, in quotes. It's thought that people disturbed their habitats in the past, so Braviary banded together to fight back. It does run some pretty cool moves, too. We have Vullaby, the diapered Pokemon. I do like how its eggshell is also like a diaper. It's kind of funny looking. It protects its plump posterior with the bones of prey it has consumed. As it grows, it replaces the bones. It can't fly yet, and must wait until its wings have developed more. Since it's still at a playful age, it hops around friskily. You can't see this from your perspective, and it wouldn't do it justice to zoom it in here, but there are 2 spaces between 2 words here, I'm noticing. Tiny typo. Mandibuzz, the bone vulture Pokemon. They adorn themselves beautifully with bones. This is supposedly an effort to attract males, but no male Mandibuzz has ever been found. It circles in the sky, keeping a keen eye out for Pokemon in a weakened state. Its choicest food is Cubone. Woo. Evolves at level 54. Jeez. Is that the longest running basic to stage 1 Pokemon evolution level? Like the highest one ever? From basic as Vullaby to then level 54 it evolves. That's insanely huge. Mankey. I love this. I love these two. Mankey, the pig Pokemon, or sorry, pig monkey Pokemon. It can spontaneously become enraged. Everyone near it clears out as it rampages, and the resulting loneliness makes it angrier still. Aw, that's sad. Its raging tires it out and causes it to fall asleep, but the anger resonating in its dreams causes it to wake up, which infuriates it all over again. Primeape, also the pig monkey Pokemon. It has been known to become so angry that it dies as a result. Its face looks peaceful in death, however. Oh wow, that's quite poetic. Some researchers theorize that Primeape remains angry even when inside a Pokeball. That's pretty sick. Delibird, the delivery Pokemon. Although it naturally prefers colder locales, Delibird and Alola seem able to withstand the heat to a certain extent. It has a generous habit of sharing its food with people and Pokemon, so it's always scrounging around for more food. Oh, nice. So these are... I'm pretty sure they are brand new to Sun and Moon. There are these 4 particular kinds of birds that I believe are... Oh, I see. They have their own styles. Okay, I'm going into a little bit of detail here just to show you. There are these 4 distinct birds. They're all called Oricorio. Oricorio, I got that right? Yes, Oricorio. So they're all flying type birds along with an additional type. Electric, in order as I'm reading them. Electric, Psychic, Fire, Ghost. And I'll explain what's going on here. So, Oricorio, and they're all the dancing Pokemon, by the way. So it's Oricorio, the Pom-Pom style. That's the electric one. This Oricorio has sipped bright yellow nectar. Its bright, cheerful dance melts the hearts of its enemies. It creates an electric charge by rubbing its feathers together. It dances over to its enemies and delivers shocking electrical punches. Oricorio, the Pau style, P-A-U, Pau style. It's the psychic one. This Oricorio relaxes by swaying gently. This increases its psychic energy, which it then fires at its enemies. This Oricorio has sipped pink nectar. Its enemies' hearts melt at the sight of its gently swaying hips. Oricorio, I want to say Baile. It's B-A-I-L-E, because, it's kind of Hawaiian sounding for what the region is, because it's so tropical, and it's like meant to be that way with volcanoes and stuff. So I'm assuming it's going to be Baile, or possibly, it has to be Baile style. It's also it's a fire flying. Oricorio, it beats its wings together to create fire. As it moves in the steps of its beautiful dance, it bathes opponents in intense flames. This Oricorio has sipped red nectar. Its passionate dance moves cause its enemies to combust in both body and mind. Ooh. Finally, Oricorio, the sensu style, it's ghost flying. This Oricorio has sipped purple nectar. Its elegant, attractive dance will send the minds and hearts of its enemies to another world. Just like 2.5 Men, you know. It summons the dead with its dreamy dancing from their malice. It draws power from which to curse its enemies. That's pretty cool. I never actually looked into these guys. Oh boy, this one's a cutie. This one is Cutifly. It's the bee fly Pokemon. Odd typing of bug and fairy, by the way. It feeds on the nectar and pollen of flowers. Because it's able to sense auras, it can identify which flowers are about to bloom. Myriads of Cutifly flutter above the heads of people who have auras resembling those of flowers. Auras resembling flowers. That's cute. We have Ribombee. I'm assuming it's pronounced Ribombee? Ribombee. The bee fly Pokemon. It rolls up pollen into puffs. It makes many different varieties. Some used as food and others used in battle. Some of Ribombee's pollen puffs are highly nutritious. They are sometimes sold as supplements. I'm looking at you, John Arbuckle. Let's see. Petilil. It's the bulb Pokemon. Although the leaves on its head are bitter enough to cause dizziness, they provide relief from weariness, even more so when boiled. By pruning the leaves on its head with regularity, this Pokemon can be grown into a fine plump shape. Lilligant, the flowering Pokemon. No matter how much time and money is spent raising it, its flowers are the most beautiful when they bloom in the wild. That's quite a lesson right there to be learned. I want you to think about what that means. Let's see. Well, again, yes. As soon as it finds a male to be its partner, the beautiful flower on its head darkens, droops, and withers away. Kind of like reverse praying mantis. Cottony, the cotton puff Pokemon. By the way, I love this thing's cry. It's like a... I absolutely love that cry so much. When it finds others of its kind, they all stick together. When enough of them have collected, the mass resembles a cumulonimbus cloud. Try saying that. Cumulonimbus cloud. Pillows and beds stuffed with cotton exhaled by cottony are soft and puffy, light and airy. Altogether, top quality. I like how it says top quality. Whimsicott, the wind-veiled Pokemon. It rides on the wind and slips into people's homes. After it has turned a room into a cotton-filled mess, it giggles to itself and takes off. That's cute. Like the lightest form of mischief possible. This Pokemon appears riding upon the wind, but if the wind gusts up, it'll blow the cotton on this Pokemon's head clean off. One of my favorites, we have Psyduck, the duck Pokemon. As a result of headaches so fierce they cause it to cry. It sometimes uses psychokinesis without meaning to. This Pokemon is troubled by constant headaches. The more pain it's in, the more powerful its psychokinesis becomes. Golduck, the duck Pokemon. It is said that the bread part of its forehead grants supernatural powers to those who possess one, so it was overhunted in the past. It swims along the banks of lakes and catches fish Pokemon. It then takes them to the shore and quietly eats them up. Golduck. Oh wait, did I miss a page? No, I did not. Good. Magikarp, the fish Pokemon. Although weak and helpless, this Pokemon is incredibly fertile. They exist in such magnitudes, you'll soon grow tired of seeing them. Its reckless leaps make it easy pickings for predators. On the bright side, many Pokemon enjoy longer lifespans, thanks to Magikarp. That's funny. Literally some food chain stuff right there. Gyarados, the atrocious Pokemon. A tale is told of a town that angered Gyarados. Before the sun rose the next day, flames utterly consumed the town, leaving not a trace behind. There are people who swear that any place Gyarados appears is fated for destruction. That's pretty sick. Barboach, the Whiskers Pokemon. Its 2 whiskers provide a sensitive radar. Even in muddy waters, it can detect its prey's location. Its slippery body is hard to grasp, so much so that there are festivals where people compete to see how many they can catch barehanded. Whiscash, the Whiskers Pokemon. A glutton that devours anything that moves. It quietly lurks at the bottom of swamps, lying in wait for prey. Sighting Whiscash leaping from the water is believed to herald an earthquake. Machop, the superpower Pokemon. It loves working out. As it gazes at its muscles, which continue to swell day by day, it becomes more and more dedicated to its training. With its superhuman strength, it's able to throw 100 people all at the same time. Its strength comes from lifting Graveler every day. Machoke, the superpower Pokemon. As a result of its continual workouts, it has developed tremendous power. It uses that power to help people with their work. It willingly assists with hard labor because it knows the work is good training for its muscles. Machamp, also the superpower Pokemon. It unleashes Megaton-level punches that send opponents flying clear over the horizon. It can lift heavy loads with the greatest of ease. It can even heft dump trucks, but its clumsy fingers prevent it from doing any precision work. We have Roggenrola, the Mantle Pokemon. Let's see here. Born deep within the ground, it compares itself with similar species, such as Geodude and Carbink, to settle which has the hardest body. The hexagonal cavity is its ear. It walks in the direction of sounds it hears, but if the sounds cease, it panics and topples over. Boldore, the Ore Pokemon, Ore as in O-R-E. Its orange crystal is a mass of energy. Just one crystal fragment would provide enough fuel for 100 dump trucks. It explores caves in search of underground water. It's not comfortable around water, so this Pokemon takes great care in lapping it up. Gigalith. It's the compressed Pokemon. The blasts of energy it makes from sunbeams have terrifying power. However, it's not able to fire its blasts at night or on rainy days. Known for its hefty horsepower, this Pokemon is a popular partner for construction workers. Next we have Carbink, the Jewel Pokemon. Born from the high temperatures and pressures deep underground, it defends itself by firing beams from the jewel part of its body. Although this Pokemon is not especially rare, its glittering jewel-draped body draws attention from people. It's a cute little rock-looking fairy. It's a neat little guy. Carbink. We have Sableye, the Darkness Pokemon. It's a fiend for gemstones, so it stalks Carbink. Unfortunately, Gabite almost always grab them first. This Pokemon is feared. When its gemstone eyes begin to glow with a sinister shine, it's believed that Sableye will steal people's spirits away. Ooh, a cute one. We have Rockruff, the puppy Pokemon. It is considered to be a good Pokemon for beginners because of its friendliness, but its disposition grows rougher as it grows up. This Pokemon has lived with people since times long ago. It can sense when its trainer is in the dumps and will stick close by its trainer's side. What a good boy. Lycanroc, the wolf Pokemon. Now this is what's known as the midday form right here. Let's see, the wolf Pokemon, its quick movements confuse its enemies. Well equipped with claws and fangs, it will also use the sharp rock in its mane as weapons. When properly raised from a young age, it will become a trustworthy partner that will absolutely never betray its trainer. Next we have Lycanroc, the Midnight form. The more intimidating the opponent it faces, the more this Pokemon's blood boils. It will attack with no regard for its own safety. What is that? It goads, G-O-A-D-S. It goads its enemies into attacking, withstands the hits, and in return delivers a headbutt, crushing their bones with its rocky mane. Ooh. Spinda, the spot panda Pokemon. Its steps are staggering and unsteady, but Spinda thinks it's walking in a straight line. How does it think that? Each and every Spinda has a slightly different configuration of spots. There are collectors who enjoy the tiny differences in their spot patterns. Let's see here. Oh. Next we have Tentacool, the jellyfish Pokemon. They can be found lying dehydrated on beaches, but they are often still alive. When soaked in water, they will revive. It drifts in shallow seas, such as the areas near beaches. If you get bitten or stabbed by its toxic tentacles, rush to the hospital. Tentacruel, jellyfish Pokemon. Normally it has 80 poisonous tentacles. The longer ones have been alive, the fewer tentacles it will have. Although these Pokemon are rare, when a large outbreak of them occurs, all fish Pokemon disappear from the surrounding sea. There we go. Finneon, the wing fish Pokemon. It absorbs sunlight with the pink area of its skin, which then shine. This appears to be a form of camouflage. Its double tail fins propel its energetic jumps. When it breaks the surface of the sea, Wingulls swoop down to grab it on the fly. Lumineon. It's the neon Pokemon. With its shining light, it lures its prey close. However, the light also happens to attract ferocious fish Pokemon, its natural predators. This deep-sea Pokemon lives at the bottom of the sea. Its fins haul it over the seabed in search of its favorite food, Starmie. Ooh. We have Wishy-Washy, the small fry Pokemon. Has its solo form and its school form, both of which have entries, so we'll do both of those. When it's in trouble, its eyes moisten and begin to shine. The shining light attracts its comrades, and they stand together against their enemies. It's awfully weak, and notably tasty, so everyone is always out to get it. As it happens, anyone trying to bully it receives a painful lesson. And then this is the school form. Weak Wishy-Washy school together to concentrate their power. Their united force makes them the demon of the sea, feared near and far. At their appearance, even Gyarados will flee. When they team up to use Water Gun, its power exceeds that of Hydro Pump. Love Disc, the rendezvous Pokemon. If a Love Disc is left on its own, it becomes despondent, leaving itself open to attack. This is when Pelipper snatched them up. Loving couples have a soft spot for this Pokemon, so honeymoon hotels often release this Pokemon into their pools. Oh, that's cool. Corsola, the coral Pokemon. Coral branches grow from its head. They break off quite easily, but they grow back in about 3 days. Pursued by Marini for the branches on its head, this Pokemon will sometimes snap its own branches off as a diversion while it escapes. And without further ado, Marini, the brutal star Pokemon. It plunges the poison spike on its head into its prey. When the prey has weakened, Marini deals the finishing blow with its 10 tentacles. It's found crawling on beaches and seafloors. The coral that grows on Corsola's head is as good as a 5-star banquet to this Pokemon. Then we have Toxapex. It's the brutal star Pokemon. Toxapex crawls the ocean floor on its 12 legs and leaves a trail of Corsola bits scattered in its wake. Those attacked by Toxapex's poison will suffer intense pain for 3 days and 3 nights. Post-recovery, there will be some after effects. Ooh, scary. Shelder. It's the the bivalve. Bivalve. The bivalve Pokemon. The hardness of its shell surpasses the hardness of a diamond. In days gone by, people used the shells to make shields. This Pokemon's tongue is always hanging out. It uses its tongue with great dexterity to dig up sand from the seabed in the search for food. Cloyster, the bivalve Pokemon. Its hard shell cannot be shattered, not even by a bomb. The contents of the shell remain unknown. Excavation of the tombs of ancient hunting tribes has turned up many spears tipped with spikes that had often fallen off this Pokemon's shell. That's pretty cool. Ooh, next we have Bagon, the Rockhead Pokemon. Its belief that it will be able to fly one day is apparently the influence of information carried in its genes. With its steel-hard stone head, it headbutts indiscriminately. This is because of the stress it feels at being unable to fly. Shogun, the Endurance Pokemon. The cells within its shell transform with explosive speed, preparing it for evolution. They lurk deep within caves, motionless, neither eating nor drinking. Why they don't die is not known. Salamence, the Dragon Pokemon. When angered, it loses all sense of itself and destroys everything around it. The destruction will continue until Salamence has tired itself out. It flies around on its wings, which have grown in at last. In its happiness, it gushes hot flames, burning up the fields it passes over. That's quite an atrocious Pokemon. Let's see. We have Lillipup, the puppy Pokemon. Because it doesn't yelp, it's extremely popular with trainers who live in apartment buildings. The long fur surrounding its face functions as radar, enabling it to probe the condition of its battle opponents. Excuse me. We have Herdier, the loyal dog Pokemon. Its dense black fur grows continuously. The high cost of keeping its hard fur properly groomed makes this a troublesome Pokemon to train. This Pokemon obeys its master's orders faithfully. However, it refuses to listen to anything said by a person it doesn't respect. Fun fact about Herdier: in any game where it pops open and you hear its cry, it's just a solid "Roo!" It's just like a single tone bark. It's awesome. It's just funny to me. It's just like DMX, Earl Simmons. Rest in peace. Stoutland, the big-hearted Pokemon. Intelligent, good-natured, and valiant. It's a trustworthy partner on rescue teams. With this wise Pokemon, there could be no concern that it would ever attack people. Some parents even trust it to babysit. It's a pretty cool, fluffy-looking thing. Coolio, we have the Eevee evolution. Eevee, the evolution Pokemon. Possessing an unbalanced and unstable genetic makeup, you don't say, it conceals many possible evolutions. Current studies show it can evolve into an incredible 8 different species of Pokemon. Yeah, when Sun and Moon came out, Sylveon from X and Y was still the most recent Eevee evolution to be added. So let me see, I'm sure they go into all of them, right? Yeah, they do. Okay, cool. So next we have Vaporeon, the Bubble Jet Pokemon. Its cells are composed of units much like water molecules. It lives close to water, and it is often mistaken for a mermaid. Blending in with the water and erasing all signs of its presence, it patiently waits for its prey. Fish Pokemon. Jolteon, the Lightning Pokemon. They send out electrical charges of about 10,000 volts. Because they are high-strung, it can be difficult to grow close to them. When its fur stands on end, it's a sign it's about to give off a jolt of electricity. Take care, as sometimes lightning strikes next to it, too. Jolteon. Flareon, the Flame Pokemon. When it watches prey or finds berries, it breathes fire on them, until they're well done, and then it gobbles them up. Its average body temperature is between 1300 degrees and 1500 degrees Fahrenheit. In its internal flame sac, temperatures reach 3000 degrees. It's pretty hot. Espeon, the sun Pokemon. It can instantaneously sense its opponent's movements by feeling air currents with its fine fur. It unleashes psychic power from the orb on its forehead. When its power is exhausted, the orb grows dull and dark. Umbreon, my personal favorite, Umbreon, the Moonlight Pokemon. When this Pokemon becomes angry, its pores secrete a poisonous sweat, which it sprays at its opponent's eyes. With its black fur, it blends into the darkness. It bides its time, and when prey appears, this Pokemon goes for its throat and then eats it. Whoa. Alright, we have Leafeon, the Verdant Pokemon. Its cellular composition is closer to that of a plant than an animal. It uses photosynthesis to produce its energy supply without eating food. The younger they are, the more they smell like fresh grass. With age, their fragrance takes on the odor of fallen leaves. I wouldn't even call it an odor, just like, a scent, rather. Odor's implying that it, smells terrible. Glaceon, the fresh snow Pokemon. It can control its body temperature at will. This enables it to freeze the moisture in the atmosphere, creating flurries of diamond dust. Oh, that's awesome, by the way. Diamond dust, that is, Shiva, no, not Shiva. I think it's Shiva from the Final Fantasy series, at least from 10 anyway. Her overdrive is, it's called Diamond, or one of them anyway, is called Diamond Dust. We have that, oh, that's right. It freezes its fur into icicles, spiky and sharp, and tackles its prey. We have Sylveon. It's the, what is this? Oh, the intertwining Pokemon. Its ribbon-like feelers give off an aura that weakens hostility in its prey, causing them to let down their guard. Then it attacks. When this Pokemon sights its prey, it swirls its ribbon-like feelers as a distraction. A moment later, it pounces. I've also liked Sylveon too. It's neat. Mudbray. Now this is a new one. Mudbray, the donkey Pokemon. The mud stuck to Mudbray's hooves and enhances its grip and its powerful running gait. G-A-I-T, gait. It has a stubborn, individualistic disposition, eating dirt, making mud, and playing in the mire, all from part of its daily routine. I love that word, mire. That's awesome. Let's see, Mudsdale. Like Doug Dimmadome. Dimsdale Dimmadome. Mudsdale. Draft horse Pokemon. It spits a mud that provides resistance to both wind and rain, so the walls of old houses were often coated with it. Its heavy, mud-covered kicks are its best means of attack, and it can reduce large trucks to scrap without breaking a sweat. This sounds like a horse, like Kokuo for Raoul. From Fist of the North Star. Watch that show. It's pretty fucking good. We have Igglybuff. It's the balloon Pokemon. It likes to sing, but it's not yet good at it. With praise and encouragement, it will get better little by little. You know, sometimes that's all you need, honestly. Just a little encouragement. I know some folks do. It moves by bouncing along. As it moves a lot, it sweats, and its body gives off a sweet aroma. Jigglypuff, the balloon Pokemon. It hugely inflates its stomach and sings a mysterious melody. If you can hear this melody, you'll become sleepy right away. Jigglypuff possess a vocal range that exceeds 12 octaves. That is crazy, by the way. Humans can't really do that. But each individual's singing skill depends on its own effort. Wigglytuff, the balloon Pokemon. It sheds its fine fur when the seasons change. The fur is gathered and spun into a luxurious yarn. As it inhales, it expands and expands and expands. And yes, there are ellipses in between each and expands. Wigglytuff compete to see which one can inflate itself the most. Cool little change that happened to the Jigglypuff evolution. In X and Y, it's not only normal, it's normal and fairy. They added fairy to it, which helps it, actually. Tauros, the wild bull Pokemon. Historically, People in areas all over the world have ridden Tauros, but the practice is said to have started in Alola. That's interesting lore. Although it's known to be a fierce Pokemon, Tauros in the Alola region are said to possess a measure of calmness. Miltank, the milk cow Pokemon. Its milk is high in calories and packed with nutrients. Therefore, if you drink too much of it, you may wind up with a body like Miltank's. Most people raise it for its milk, but it's quite tough and strong, so it's also well suited for battle. Yeah, it's surprisingly fast, by the way. It's quick. Surskit, the pond skater Pokemon. It moves as if skating on the surface of the water. It often fights with Dewpider over food. When this Pokemon senses danger, a sweet fluid oozes from the tip of its head. The taste of it disgusts bird Pokemon. Masquerain. It's the eyeball Pokemon. It intimidates enemies with its eye-like patterns on its antenna. Its 4 wings allow it to fly in any direction. Its wings and antenna don't cope well with moisture. After a rain, it faces sunward to dry off. And without a second's thought, Dewpider, the water bubble Pokemon. It crawls onto the pond in search of... It crawls onto the land in search of food. Its water bubble allows it to breathe and protect its soft head. When it comes across enemies or potential prey, this Pokemon smashes its water bubble-covered head into them. Araquanid, the water bubble Pokemon. It delivers headbutts with its water bubble on its head. Small Pokemon get sucked into the bubble, where they drown. Wow, they just drown. Despite what its appearance suggests, it cares for others. If it finds vulnerable, weak Pokemon, it protectively brings them into its water bubble, which it might drown them? Oh boy. Talk about being none the wiser and blissfully ignorant. Fomantis, the sickle grass Pokemon. That's a cool phrase. Sickle grass Pokemon. During the day, it sleeps and soaks up light. When night falls, it walks around looking for a safer place to sleep. They give off a sweet and refreshing scent. Cutifly often gather near the tall grass where Fomantis are hiding. Lorantis, the bloom sickle Pokemon. It requires a lot of effort to maintain Lorantis' vivid coloring, but some collectors enjoy this work and treat it as their hobby. It fires beams from its sickle-shaped petals. These beams are powerful enough to cleave through thick metal plates. Lorantis. We have Morlull, the illuminating Pokemon, and that's more, M-O-R-E, lull, like lulling to sleep, L-U-L-L. It scatters spores that flicker and glow. Anyone seeing these lights falls into a deep slumber. As it drowses the day away, it nourishes itself by sucking from tree roots. It wakens at the fall of night, wandering off in search of a new tree. Shiinotic, the illuminating Pokemon. Forests where Shiinotic live are treacherous to enter at night. People confused by its strange lights can never find their way home again. Whoa. It emits flickering spores that cause drowsiness. When its prey succumb to sleep, this Pokemon feeds on them by sucking up their energy. Ooh. Paris, the mushroom Pokemon. No matter how much it eats, the mushrooms growing on its back steal away most of the nutrients it consumes. Mushroom called Tochukaso sprout from its back. They can be dried and powdered to make medicine used to extend life. Parasect, the mushroom Pokemon. The large mushroom on its back controls it. It often fights over territory with Shiinotic. It scatters toxic spores from its mushroom cap. Once harvested, these spores can be steeped and boiled down to prepare herbal medicines. Speaking of the back of it controlling it, it's said to be a parasite. Like that portion of it is said to be a parasite. Kind of like Wobbuffet, where like the whole body is just a shell. Poliwag, the tadpole Pokemon. The swirl on its belly is its internal organs showing through. If the swirl is tinged white, that means it's affected by some disease. It's still not very good at walking. its trainers should train this Pokemon to walk every day. Poliwhirl, the tadpole Pokemon. Although it can live on land, it prefers to stay on the water, where it has fewer natural enemies. It marches over the land in search of bug Pokemon to eat. Then it takes them underwater so it can dine on them where it's safe. Man, so many of these entries involve drowning. Have you noticed that? Poliwrath. It's the tadpole Pokemon. Poliwrath in the Alola region are strong swimmers that use the breaststroke. Many children learn to swim by imitating Poliwrath. Its percentage of body fat is nearly zero. Its body is entirely muscle, which makes it heavy and forces its swimming prowess to develop. Politoed. It's the frog Pokemon. They gather on moonlit nights to form a large chorus. Their cries sound angry and not at all pleasant, but they are certainly distinctive. It's the leader of Poliwag and Poliwhirl. When Politoed roars, they all cower in fear. Goldeen, the goldfish Pokemon. When the weather grows warm, they form groups that swim upriver. This sight serves as a poetic reminder that spring has arrived. Spellbound by the length of its horn and the beauty of its fins, many strange trainers raise Goldeen and nothing but Goldeen. Oh, I just noticed in this book here, it shows the distinctive male and female sex features. Like, for example, how Pikachu as a male has a completely pointy tail, but the female has like a heart-shaped end on the tail. It has things like that in here too, which I find neat to see that on all of them. Seaking, the goldfish Pokemon. When the weather grows cold, its whole body flushes a deep red. This sight serves as a poetic reminder that autumn has arrived. Trainers who are crazy for Seaking are divided into horn enthusiasts. Wait, hold on. Make sure I read that right. Trainers who are crazy for Seaking are divided into horn enthusiasts and fin enthusiasts. The two groups do not get along well. That sounds like some elite Shangeli and like brute stuff from Halo 2, where they don't get along. That's funny. Let's see. Feebas, the fish Pokemon. A tough Pokemon that is perfectly fine even in dirty water. However, due to its rugged, shabby appearance, it isn't popular. Although unattractive and unpopular, this Pokemon's marvelous vitality has made it a subject of research. Milotic, the tender Pokemon. Milotic has provided inspiration to many artists. It has even been referred to as the most beautiful Pokemon of all. It lives at the bottom of clear lakes. In times of war, it shows itself, which soothes people's minds and hearts. Man, that special defense, though. Holy cow. Ooh, I love this one. Alomomola. Alomomola. It's the caring Pokemon. And why it's not the evolution of Love-Disc, I'll never know. Let's see. It uses its special mucus to close the wounds of injured Pokemon. The reason for this behavior remains unknown. They float upon the open sea. Many water Pokemon gather in the area around Alomomola. Alomomola. Ooh, we have Fletchling, the tiny robin Pokemon. Oh, so it is based off of a robin. Okay. I always like discovering which actual animal some things are based off of here. This amiable Pokemon is easy to train, but when battle is joined, it shows its ferocious side. When it's excited, its temperature can double, spiking... Oh yeah, I almost said hormone production in its body. Fletchinder, the Ember Pokemon. From its beak, it fires embers at its prey. Once it has caught them, it grills them at high heat before feasting upon them. It will not tolerate other Fletchinder entering its territory, which has a radius of several miles. Wow. Talonflame, scorching Pokemon. Its favorite foods are Wingull and Pikipek. It attacks with a powerful kick and grasps them firmly in its talons. It zooms directly at its prey at flight speeds of close to 310 miles per hour. while fiery embers scatter from gaps in its feathers. I am glad they've been mainly using the system we use here in the USA for measuring and whatnot. Pounds, distance, length, you name it. It's like that specific system. They don't go back and forth between like meters, feet, etc. Yeah. Ooh, Salandit. It is the toxic lizard Pokemon. It burns its bodily fluids to create a poisonous gas. When its enemies become disoriented from inhaling the gas, it attacks them. I love the very mischievous look it has on its face here, too. Volcanoes or dry, craggy places are its home. It emanates a sweet-smelling poison gas that attracts bug Pokemon, then attacks them. Salazzle, the toxic lizard Pokemon. For some reason, only females have been found. It creates a reverse harem of male Salandit that it lives with. Hold on, is this thing actually only female? It is, actually. Oh, interesting. So it's like Combee. So hold on. Yeah, so Combee, only the female evolves. The male never evolves. Salandit can be male or female, but the male will never evolve. Only the female evolves. It then says, filled with pheromones, its poisonous gas can be diluted to use in the production of luscious perfumes. They're not even holding it back on all the sex stuff here. They're making it very clear. They knew what they were doing. I'll say it that way. Cubone, the lonely Pokemon. When it thinks of its deceased mother, it's always about that. It weeps loudly. Mandibuzz that hear its cries will attack it from the air. Man, that's very Guts-like. That's like very Berserk right there. Having a terrible existence, and then upon being discovered by the brand, you're just attacked. Hence this cry right here. That's terrible. The skull it wears on its head is that of its dead mother. According to some, it will evolve when it comes to terms with the pain of her death. Now we do have a Alolan Marowak. Marowak only, not Cubone. We have a Alolan Marowak. Let's see. The Bone Keeper Pokemon. The bones it possesses were once its mother's. Its mother's regrets have become like a vengeful spirit protecting this Pokemon. Its custom is to mourn its lost companions. Mounds of dirt by the side of the road mark the graves of the Marowak. Wow. The lore just goes deeper on Cubone and Marowak stuff. Kangaskhan, the parent Pokemon. Kangaskhan's maternal love is so deep that it will brave death to protect its offspring. Some ducks do not give two shits about their offspring, though. I've seen some nature videos. Ducks will be protective, but they'll also be terribly shitty at being parents also. Let's see. The child in its pouch leaves home after roughly 3 years. That is the only time the mother is heard to cry wildly. Now, speaking of Mega Evolutions, they're also in here, as far as the ones that this game introduced. I don't know if it's all of them, but I'm going to cover all of those too, so don't you worry. Let's see. We have Magby, the live coal Pokemon. Many of these Pokemon can be seen in areas with volcanic activity. Feeding can get them so excited, they exhale flames at 1100 degrees Fahrenheit. A famous potter lives with a Magby. Apparently, its soft flame produces fine works. Let's see. Magmar, the Spitfire Pokemon. I like that categorization, Spitfire. When it's tired, it leaps into the mouth of a volcano and soaks its body in magma to ease its weariness. Its body burns at 2,192 degrees Fahrenheit. When angered, it spouts brilliant fire from all over its body. It doesn't calm down until its opponent has burned to ash. Magmortar, the Blast Pokemon. They dwell in volcanic craters. According to what is known, a single pair of male and female Magmortar lives in one volcano. From its arm, it launches fireballs hotter than 3,500 degrees Fahrenheit. Its arm starts to melt when it fires a whole barrage. Wow, that's crazy. And continuing on, we have Stuffle. It's the flailing Pokemon. Despite its adorable appearance, when it gets angry and flails about, its arms and legs could knock a pro wrestler sprawling. A touch from anyone except a known friend sends it into a surging frenzy. It's an incredibly dangerous Pokemon. Beware! Strong Arm Pokemon. This immensely dangerous Pokemon possesses overwhelming physical strength. Its habitat is generally off limits. This Pokemon has the habit of hugging its companions. Many trainers have left this world after their spines were squashed by its hug. Didn't use the word crushed, used squashed specifically. We have Bound Sweet. It's the fruit Pokemon. A delectable aroma pours from its body. They are often swallowed whole by toucanon, lured by the wafting deliciousness. Although it's too sugary for human consumption, Bound Sweet's sweat can be watered down into a juice and with just the right amount of sweetness. Steenie, the fruit Pokemon. The sepals on its head developed to protect its body. These are quite hard, so even if pecked by bird Pokemon, this Pokemon is totally fine. This Pokemon is always bouncing around energetically. Other Pokemon are attracted by its lively appearance and pleasant aroma. Sarina, the fruit Pokemon. Its long, striking legs aren't just for show, but to be used to kick are not just for show, but to be used to kick with skill. In victory, it shows off by kicking the defeated, laughing boisterously. A Pokemon known for the beauty of its well-shaped legs, it sometimes appears as a mascot in advertisements for beauty salons. Interesting level up detail. Level up after learning Stomp. That's like very on the nose, BDSM. That's funny. Whoa, I've never seen this thing before. Comfy, the posy picker Pokemon. I like that category, or that species type, I should say. It attaches flowers to its highly nutritious vine, then revitalizes the flowers, and they give off an aromatic scent. I thought it was bathes. Baths prepared with the flower from its vine have a relaxing effect, so this Pokemon is a hit with many people. Pinsir, the stag beetle Pokemon. It grips its prey in its pincers and splits them apart. Although it is a powerful Pokemon, it can't deal with the cold. One solid blow from its horns is enough to split apart a large tree. Its greatest rival in Alola is Vikavolt. Ooh. Oh boy, one of my favorites, Oranguru, the sage Pokemon. Known for its extreme intelligence, this Pokemon will look down on inexperienced trainers, so it's best suited to veteran trainers. Deep in the jungle, high in the lofty canopy, this Pokemon abides. On rare occasions, it shows up at the beach to match wits with Slowking. I bet that's fun to watch. Just like an orangutan. By the way, don't fuck with orangutans. They're stronger than they look. Passimian, the teamwork Pokemon. They form groups of roughly 20 individuals. Their mutual bond is remarkable. They will never let down a comrade. They battle with hard berries for weapons. Their techniques are passed from the boss to the group, generation upon generation. And that's what I thought. It learns Fling as a natural level up move. That's what I thought. One of my favorites, Gumi, the soft tissue. This is one of the cutest things of all time. I had to show you this. Look at this shit. Gumi. I love its like curved and crooked mouth. Gumi, the soft tissue Pokemon. The weakest of all Dragon-type Pokemon. It's unable to breathe if its skin dries out, so it sticks to shady places. Its source of protection is its slimy, germ-laden mucous membrane. Anyone who touches it needs some thorough hand-washing. Sliggoo, the soft tissue Pokemon. It has trouble drawing a line between friends and food. It will calmly try to melt and eat even those it gets along well with. This Pokemon's mucus can dissolve anything. Toothless, it sprays mucus on its prey. Once they're nicely dissolved, it slurps them up. Goodra, the dragon Pokemon. Salamence was also called the dragon Pokemon. An amazingly friendly Pokemon, but if left to itself, loneliness overcomes it, and it oozes gooey tears. Aw, that's sad. It gets picked on because it's meek, but then, whoever teased it gets to feel the full force of its horns and a good swatting from its thick tail. It has massive special defense, by the way. It's off the fucking charts. I love this whole evolutionary line. I've always loved it. Castform, the weather Pokemon. Now we have, well, technically 4 forms, but 3 additional weather forms of Castform, and they all have entries. So I'll get right into them. And they are all the weather Pokemon. That part doesn't change. Let's see. The first form, there's the normal type. It changes its form depending on the weather. Changes in the temperature or humidity appear to affect its cellular structure. Its form changes on its own due to its cells' sensitive reactions to temperature and humidity. Then the sunny form. This is the form Castform takes on the brightest of days. Its skin is unexpectedly hot to the touch, so approach with care. This is Castform's form when basking in fair weather. Its body is warm and toasty. Rainy form. This is the form Castform takes when soaked with rain. When its body is compressed, water will seep out as if from a sponge. This is Castform's form during a downpour of rain. Its body retains moisture and gets slippery. Snowy form. This is the form Castform takes when covered in snow. Its body becomes an ice-like material with a temperature near 23 degrees Fahrenheit. So unlike every other extremely hot or cold Pokemon, this one's actually moderate. This is Castform's form when caught by a hailstorm. Its cold skin is as smooth as ice. Wimpod, the turn-tail Pokemon. This Pokemon is a coward. As it desperately dashes off, the flailing of its many legs leaves a sparkling clean path in its wake. The habitat varies from beaches to seabeds. A natural scavenger, it will gleefully chow down on anything edible, no matter how rotten. A Golisopod. It is the hard scale Pokemon. When a flashing slash of its giant sharp claws, it cleaves seawater or even air right in two. It battles skillfully with its 6 arms, but spends most of its time peacefully meditating in caves deep beneath the sea. Golisopod. Staryu, the star-shape Pokemon. Large numbers of these Pokemon make their home at the seaside. At night, a strange red glow radiates from the center of their bodies. This Pokemon gets nibbled on by Lumineon and others. Thanks to its red core, it regenerates fast, so it's unconcerned by their sneak attack. Or by their, no, not sneak, their snack attacks, it says. Starmie, the mysterious Pokemon. Its shining core is thought to receive and transmit enigmatic signals, and has been known to cause headaches in those who approach it. Its unusual body shape, reminiscent of abstract art, led local people to spread rumors that this Pokemon may be an invader from outer space. I really love the idea of this being... Man, what if this is Elon Musk's favorite Pokemon right here? Sandygast, the sand heap Pokemon. Born from a sand mound playfully built by a child, this Pokemon embodies the grudges of the departed. It takes control of anyone who puts a hand in its mouth, and so it adds to the accumulation of its sand mound body. I like to think that this thing sees the sandcastle get destroyed, then it just straight up murders that human. Hence why it's ghost type, actually. Ghost and ground. Palosand, the sand castle Pokemon. Oh, I kind of get it. Depending on how you enunciate that word. Palosand, it kind of sounds like pile of sand. Like a heap of piles. Let's see. Possessed people controlled by this Pokemon transformed its sand castle into its sand mound into a castle. As it evolved, its power to curse grew even stronger. Buried beneath the castle are masses of dried up bones from those whose vitality it has drained. We have a Cranidos, the headbutt Pokemon. It lived in jungles around 100 million years ago. It used its skillful headbutts to combat Aerodactyl. That's cool. In rock layers where Cranidos fossils are found, the fossilized trunks of trees snapped in two were also often found. Rampardos, the headbutt Pokemon. The result of repeated headbutts is a skull grown thick and hard. However, its brain has shrunk in size compared with Cranidos's. Records exist of a revived fossil that evolved into Rampardos. It proceeded to escape and then destroy a skyscraper with a headbutt. We have Shieldon, the shield Pokemon. Many fossils of this Pokemon have been found, but almost none have shown signs of damage to the face. This Pokemon lived in primeval jungles. Few enemies would have been willing to square off against its heavily armored face. So it's thought. Bastiodon, the shield Pokemon. While it can guard against any sort of attack from the front, it is left without recourse when attacked from behind. It lived in the same environments as Rampardos. Their fossils would have been found together, seemingly from after they'd fought to the finish. We have Archen, the first bird Pokemon. It is the ancestor of all bird Pokemon. Archen itself could not actually fly, but moved by hopping from treetop to treetop. To all appearances, flightless, it was able to glide down from tall treetops to snag its prey. We have Archeops, the first bird Pokemon. Although apparently able to fly, they tended to run along the ground, averaging speeds of roughly 25 miles per hour. They hunted in flocks. When one Archeops had the prey cornered, another would swoop on it. We have Tirtuga, the proto-turtle Pokemon. Based on studies of its skeletal structure, it can apparently dive to ocean depths of over half a mile. Reputed to be the ancestor of most turtle Pokemon, it lived in warm seas approximately 100 million years ago. Caracosta, the proto-turtle Pokemon. It constructed its sturdy shell by crunching and swallowing the hard shells or bones of its prey. Active both on land and in the sea, this Pokemon drags its land-based prey into the water to finish it off. Man, we are cruising through this. Phantump, the stump Pokemon. These Pokemon are stumps possessed by the spirits of children who died in the forest. Their cries sound like eerie screams. According to legend, medicine to cure any illness can be made by plucking the green leaves on its head, brewing them, and boiling down the liquid. Oh, it evolves by trading. I didn't know that. Trevenant, the Elder Tree Pokemon. Little side note, based off of the Ents, or Trents, if you will, in lore with trees and also Lord of the Rings, the Ents. This Pokemon is said to devour anyone daring to ravage the forest. To the creatures dwelling in the forest, it offers great kindness. Through its roots, it exerts control over other trees. A deadly curse falls upon anyone cutting down trees and forests where Trevenant dwell. Nosepass, the compass Pokemon. The magnet in Nosepass's nose provides an unerring, I'm not sure. Unerring, an unerring compass, making it an excellent partner for trainers going on a journey. It uses powerful magnetism to drag its prey toward it. It's also been known to pull in metal, which it collects and uses to protect itself. Probopass, the compass Pokemon. It radiates such a powerful magnetic field that nearby electrical appliances become unusable. The main body controls 3 mobile units called mini noses, which it maneuvers to catch prey. Ooh, I love this one. Pyukumuku, the sea cucumber Pokemon. It lives in shallow seas, such as areas near a beach. It can eject its internal organs, which it uses to engulf its prey or battle enemies. These Pokemon line the beaches. The sticky mucus that covers their bodies can be used to soothe sunburned skin. How convenient. That's what it said, not me. Let's see. Chinchou, the angler Pokemon. Its 2 antennae were originally fins. It discharges electricity to stun its prey before attacking. It lives in the depths beyond the reach of sunlight. It flashes lights on its antenna to communicate with others of its kind. Lantern, the light Pokemon. Should you peer into the ocean at night and see a light shining like the stars. That is Lantern. This Pokemon flashes a bright light that blinds its prey. This creates an opening for to deliver an electrical attack. Woo! Type Null. So it goes type hyphen null. Null. The synthetic Pokemon. The heavy control mask it wears suppresses its intrinsic capabilities. This Pokemon has some hidden special power. Due to the danger that the synthetic Pokemon may go on a rampage, it wears a control mask to restrain its power. Now, here's what's interesting. So this thing kind of like operates kind of like Arceus does. However, feel free to do your own research too. But like, I've looked up some things about this on Google, about just some general, like, where did this thing even come from? What is it? I get the feeling this is like Missingo given proper 3D form. Based off, from Red, Blue, and Yellow and those games originally. Because it's just a mishmash of, like, random shit, honestly, on its whole body. And it takes on all the forms of, like, different kinds of typing upon damage taken in normal battles. And how its type changes. Yeah, it's all interesting. Very interesting. And it apparently has an evolved form, Silvally, the synthetic Pokemon. Its trust in its partner is what awakens it. This Pokemon is capable of changing its type, a flexibility that is well displayed in battle. Although its name was type Null at first, the boy who evolved it into this form gave it the name by which it is now known. So there's only one? I guess there's like only one, I guess, right? Oh yeah, so this is an interesting one. So Zygarde, there are technically 3 forms. One is known as 10%, 50%, and then complete form. So we're going 10% first, and then 50, then complete. Zygarde, the Order Pokemon. Its sharp fangs make short work of finishing off its enemies, but it's unable to maintain this body indefinitely. After a period of time, it falls apart. This is Zygarde's form when about 10% of its cells have been gathered. It runs across the land at speeds greater than 60 miles per hour. Wow. Zygarde, the Order Pokemon, 50%. This is Zygarde's form when it has gathered 50% of its cells. It wipes out all those who oppose it, showing not a shred of mercy. It's thought to be monitoring the ecosystem. There are rumors that even greater power lies hidden within it. Zygarde complete form. The Order Pokemon. This is Zygarde's form at times when it uses its overwhelming power to suppress those who endanger the ecosystem. This is Zygarde's 100% form. It has enough power to overwhelm even Xerneas and Yveltal. Interesting how it says that, despite Xerneas and Yveltal being the previous generation's legendaries for like the cover, the cover legendaries of X and Y. Ooh, we have Trubbish, the trash bag Pokemon. Unsanitary places are what they like best. They can be spotted in Alola, often with Grimer in hot pursuit. It gorges on trash until its stomach is full. Then it belches toxic gas. An unlucky whiff of gas will put a person in the hospital. Garbodor. It is the trash heap Pokemon. Beware the poisonous liquid it shoots from its right arm. If even a little of it gets on you, you'll experience the effects of the unidentified toxin. For a time, their numbers increased explosively in Alola. Since the arrival of Grimer, their population has decreased dramatically. Skarmory, the armor bird Pokemon. Its feathers, which fall off as it grows, are thin and sharp. In times long past, warriors used them as swords. Its metal body is sturdy, but it does rust rather easily. So on rainy days, this Pokemon prefers to stay put in its nest. Ditto, the transform Pokemon. It can recognize its cells. It can reorganize its cells to make itself into a duplicate of anything it sees. The quality of the duplicate depends on the individual. With its astonishing capacity for metamorphosis, it can get along with anything. It does not get along well with its fellow Ditto. That's interesting. I didn't know that. It hates other Ditto. Cleffa, the star-shaped Pokemon. By the way, Cleffa, Clefairy, Clefable, they are now all fairies. They're no longer normal, and that benefits them a lot, actually. Cleffa, the star-shaped Pokemon. On late nights illuminated by soothing stars, it gazes intently skyward, as if thinking of its home. Because of its silhouette, it's believed to be a star reborn. For some reason, it loves Minior. I'm not sure what that is. Minior. Might be Pokemon? I'm not sure what that is, honestly. Clefairy, the fairy Pokemon. Its adorable behavior and appearance make it popular with men and women, young and old. Its numbers are few, however. On nights with a full moon, they gather together and dance. The surrounding area is enveloped in an abnormal magnetic field. Clefable, the fairy Pokemon. They don't like to reveal themselves in front of people. They live quietly in packs deep in the mountains. According to tradition, people who see a pair of Clefable skipping by can look forward to a happy marriage. Wow. Lucky. Oh, this is Minior. Oh, this thing is weird looking. I've never seen this before. Minior, the meteor Pokemon. It's rock and flying. Interesting. Originally making its home in the ozone layer, it hurtles to the ground when the shell enclosing its body grows too heavy. Strong impacts can knock it out of its shell. This Pokemon was born from mutated nanoparticles. So it also goes into Minior's many forms. It has like different forms. Red core form. It doesn't go into any further like definitions, but it has a meteor form and then red core form. Interesting. Ooh, I love this Pokemon. Beldum. It's the Iron Ball Pokemon. Its cells are all magnets. It uses magnetism to communicate with others of its kind. With magnetic traction, it pulls its opponents in close. When they're in range, it slashes them with its rear claws. And again, only learns Takedown. Still only learns Takedown. Based off the entry, then that makes sense. Metong, the Iron Claw Pokemon. When two Beldum link together, their psychic power is doubled. Their intelligence, however, remains unchanged. It adores magnetic minerals, so it pursues Nosepass at speeds exceeding 60 miles per hour. Metagross, the Iron Leg Pokemon. It firmly pins its prey using its 4 claws and large body. Then the teeth and the mouth on its stomach chew the prey to bits. Wow, engulfed. A linkage of 2 Metong, this Pokemon can perform any calculation in a flash by utilizing parallel processing in its 4 brains. Yeah, because they're 2 Metong put together. Pretty cool. Ooh, we have Porygon, the virtual Pokemon. Roughly 20 years ago, it was artificially created, utilizing the latest technology of the time. It can convert its body into digital data, which enables it to enter cyberspace. Porygon 2, virtual Pokemon. For the purposes of planetary development, Porygon was updated with the most cutting-edge technology available. I love how it's so smooth and round, too. Porygon was updated to a new version and readiness for planetary development, but that dream remains unrealized as yet. Porygon Z, the virtual Pokemon. In order to create a more advanced Pokemon, an additional program was installed, but apparently it contained a defect that makes it move oddly. Its program was modified to facilitate extra-dimensional activities, but that led to noticeably strange behavior. Okay. Oh, I love this Pokemon. We have Pancham. I love its cry, too. It's the playful Pokemon. It grows up imitating the behavior of Pangoro, which it looks up to as a leader. There's no point to the leaf in its mouth. Aside from an effort to look cool, it's mischievous, so it's not well suited for inexperienced trainers. Pangoro, the daunting Pokemon. It boasts superb physical strength. Those who wish to become Pangoro's trainer have no choice but to converse with their fists. Wow, that's crazy. From the slight twitches of its bamboo leaf, it deduces its opponent's movements. It's eager to tussle, but kind-hearted towards its companions. Ooh, I have not seen this thing before. Komala, the drowsing Pokemon. It's like a koala. It is born asleep, and it dies asleep. All its movements are apparently no more than the results of it tossing and turning in its dreams. The log it holds was given to it by its parents at birth, and has also been known to cling to the arm of a friendly trainer. That's cute. Torkoal, the coal Pokemon. Coal is a source of Torkoal's energy. Large amounts of coal can be found in the mountains where they live. If the fire burning within its shell goes out, it will die. Those who wish to raise one in their house must always keep something flammable at hand. Turtonator, the blast turtle Pokemon. I think this is the first fire dragon type. I think so. The shell on its back is chemically unstable and explodes violently if struck. The hole in its stomach is its weak point. It gushes fire and poisonous gases from its nostrils. Its dung is an explosive substance and can be put to various uses. Wow, that's right. It learns a move called Shell Trap, which it retaliates based off its entry. It's a move you activate. Then when you do it, it's kind of think of it as like an auto retaliation. It'll automatically damage the opponent when it physically gets hit by a physical move. We have Toge Edemaru. It is the roly-poly Pokemon. I love that category. The spiny fur on its back is normally at rest. When this Pokemon becomes agitated, its fur stands on end and stabs into its attackers. Oh, it's electric and steel? I didn't know that. I thought it was just electric. That was it. The long hairs on its back act as lightning rods. The bolts of lightning it attracts are stored as energy in its electric sac. This thing's pretty cool. Ooh, we have Elekid, the electric Pokemon. When it's in a house, electrical outlets serve as its baby bottles. It sucks down electricity. Nice. This Pokemon is constantly fighting with Togedemaru that try to steal its electricity. It's a pretty even match. Well, yeah, because they're kind of both like baby Pokemon, really. Electabuzz, the electric Pokemon. Half of all sudden blackouts are caused by Electabuzz gathering at electric power plants and gobbling up electricity. Electricity leaks from it in amounts far greater than the amount of electricity it eats. Electivire, the Thunderbolt Pokemon. It pushes the tips of its tails against its foes and then lets loose a high voltage current. Its foes are burned to a crisp in an instant. When it gets excited, it thumps its chest. With every thud, thunder roars and sparks shower. Electric sparks shower all around. Oh, nice, cool. We have so a Geodude, Graveler, and Golem all have Alolan forms. They're rock and electric type, not rock and ground. So, Alolan Geodude, the rock Pokemon. Its body is a magnetic stone. From iron sand attaches firmly to the portions of its body that are particularly magnetic. If you accidentally step on a Geodude sleeping on the ground, you'll hear a crunching sound and feel a shock ripple through your entire body. Alolan Graveler, the rock Pokemon. Its preferred food is Dravite. I'm assuming that's also a Pokemon. After it has eaten this mineral, crystals form inside this Pokemon, rising to the surface of part of its body. They eat rocks and often get into a scrap over them. The shock of Graveler smashing together causes a flash of light and a booming noise. Then we have Alolan Golem, the Megaton Pokemon. It fires rocks charged with electricity, even if the rock isn't fired that accurately. Just grazing an opponent will cause numbness and fainting. Because it can't fire boulders at a rapid pace, it's been known to seize nearby Geodude and fire them from its back. Wow. Family ammunition. Ooh, I love this little guy. Sandile, the Desert Croc Pokemon. It submerges itself in sand and moves as if swimming. This wise behavior keeps its enemies from finding it and maintains its temperature. It conceals itself in the sand and chomps down on the legs of any prey that unwarily walk all over it. Its favorite food is Trapinch. We have so many Pokemon that eat so many others. That's crazy. We have Krokorok. It is also the Desert Croc Pokemon. They move in groups of a few individuals. A female is often the leader of the group, and the males will gather food. Thanks to the special membrane covering its eyes, it can see its surroundings clearly, even in the middle of the night. We have Crocodile. It's the Intimidation Pokemon. Its unique faculty of sight can detect small prey more than 30 miles away, even in the midst of a sandstorm. After clamping down with its powerful jaws, it twists its body around to rip its prey in half. Man, that's some horrifying shit. When some sort of alligator or crocodile has you like down on the ground that has like a limb of yours chomped in its mouth, it twists like kind of like how pistons move, or and how like things rotate in a car's engine. It literally does that. It will like basically twist your limbs off, either off or like completely mangle your limbs. It's not pretty. Let's see. Trapinch, the ant pit Pokemon. It can live for a week without eating a thing. It waits patiently at the bottom of its nest for prey to appear. As it digs through the sand, its giant jaws crush any rocks that obstruct its path. It builds a funnel-shaped nest. Vibrava, the vibration Pokemon. Rather than using its underdeveloped wings for flight, it rubs them together, producing ultrasonic waves to attack its enemies. To help make its wings grow, it dissolves quantities of prey in its digestive juices and guzzles them down every day. Flygon, the mystic Pokemon. The flapping of its wings sounds something like singing. Those lured by the sound are enveloped in a sandstorm, becoming Flygon's prey. This Pokemon hides in the heart of sandstorms it creates, and seldom appears where people can see it. And continuing on, we have Gibble, the land shark Pokemon. It lives in caves warmed by geothermal heat. Even so, when the weather gets cold, it will huddle close with others of its kind. I love Gibble, super cute. It skulks in caves, and when prey or an enemy passes by, it leaps out and chomps them. The force of its attack sometimes chips its teeth. Gabite, the cave Pokemon. In rare cases, it molts and sheds its scales. Medicine containing its scales as an ingredient will make a weary body feel invigorated. That's my kind of Pokemon right there. Shiny objects are its passion. It can be found in its cave, scarcely moving. Its gaze fixed on the jewels it's amassed, or carbink it has caught. Oh, that's right, it hunts carbink. Garchomp, the mock Pokemon. It can fly at speeds rivaling jet planes. It dives into flocks of bird Pokemon and gulps the entire flock down whole. Wow. The protuberances of its head serve as sensors. It can even detect distant prey. Gibble. Klefki, the key ring Pokemon. This even-tempered Pokemon has a habit of collecting keys. It will sneak into people's homes to steal their keys. It inserts its horn into chinks in metal. Absorbing metal ions for some reason, it collects keys. Mimikyu, the disguise Pokemon, ghost and fairy. Interesting. Its actual appearance is unknown. A scholar who saw that was under its rag... A scholar that saw what was under its rag was overwhelmed by terror and died from the shock. Whoa. A lonely Pokemon. It conceals its terrifying appearance beneath an old rag so it can get closer to people and other Pokemon. Mimikyu. Oh, this thing I remember. Bruxish, the Gnash Teeth Pokemon. When it unleashes its psychic power from the protuberance on its head... I'm saying that wrong. The protuberance on its head? Protuberance on its head. The grating sound of grinding teeth echoes through the area. It stuns its prey with psychokinesis and then grinds them to mush with its strong teeth. Even Shelder's shell is no match for it. Drumpa, the placid Pokemon, normal and dragon. It has a compassionate personality, but if it is angered, it completely destroys its surroundings with its intense breath. This Pokemon is friendly to people and loves children most of all. It comes from deep in the mountains to play with children it likes in town. Drumpa. Then we have Absol, the disaster Pokemon. Long ago, superstitions were spread about it, saying it brought disaster. This led to hatred of it, and it was driven deep into the mountains. Although it's said to bring disaster, in actuality, this Pokemon possesses a calm disposition and warns people of any crises that loom. Don't judge a book by its cover. Snorunt, the Ice Hat Pokemon. Their numbers seem to have rapidly increased in Alola. Custom has it that houses where Snorunt live will be prosperous for generations to come. It can only survive in cold areas. It bounces happily around even in environments as cold as negative 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Glalie, the Face Pokemon. Legend says a boulder on an icy mountain absorbed the distress and regrets of a stranded mountaineer, giving rise to Glalie. Its prey is instantaneously frozen stiff by the cold air it exhales from its huge mouth. While they're in that frozen state, it gobbles them up. Frostlass, the Snow Land Pokemon. When it finds humans or Pokemon it likes, it freezes them and takes them to its chilly den, where they become decorations. The soul of a woman lost on a snowy mountain possessed an icicle, becoming this Pokemon. The food it most relishes is the souls of men. Wow. Very cute looking, very somber looking, but very deadly. Sneasel, the Sharp Claw Pokemon. It has a cunning yet savage disposition. It waits for parents to leave their nests, and then it sneaks in to steal their eggs. It uses its claw to poke holes in eggs so it can slurp out the insides. Breeders consider it a scourge and will drive it away or eradicate it. We have Weavile, the Sharp Claw Pokemon. They travel in groups of 4 or 5, leaving signs for one another on trees and rocks. They bring down their prey with coordinated attacks. They dwell in cold places. This Pokemon's main food source in Alola is Vulpix and Sandshrew, which they carefully divide among their group. I'm assuming they mean the Alolan versions because they're all ice, made of ice. And with that being said, we have Alolan Sandshrew, ice and steel instead. It's the mouse Pokemon. It lives on snowy mountains. Its steel shell is very hard. So much so, it can't roll its body up into a ball. Oh, that's too bad. An ancient tradition of Alolan festivals, still carried on to this day, is a competition to slide Sandshrew across ice as far as one can. Alolan Sandslash, still ice and steel, the mouse Pokemon. Fleeing a volcanic eruption, it settled on a snowy mountain. As it races through the snowfields, it sends up a spray of snow. As Pokemon's steel spikes are sheathed in ice, stabs from these spikes cause deep wounds and severe frostbite as well. Then we have Alolan Vulpix. It turns into just an ice type. Let's see, the Fox Pokemon. It exhales air colder than negative 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Elderly people in Alola call this Pokemon by an older name, k0ngbu, Alolan form. In hot weather, this Pokemon makes ice shards with its 6 tails and sprays them around to cool itself off. Alolan Ninetales becomes Ice and Fairy, the Fox Pokemon. It creates drops of ice in its coat and showers them over its enemies. Anyone who angers it will be frozen stiff in an instant. Possessing a calm demeanor, this Pokemon was revered as a deity incarnate before it was identified as a regional variant of Ninetales. Ooh, almost skipped a page. Speaking of ice, we have a Vanillite. It is the Fresh Snow Pokemon. Born of an icicle, this Pokemon uses its frosty breath to make ice crystals, causing snow to fall. It feels pleasantly cool when embraced, as Pokemon is treasured by households in warm regions. We have Vanillish, the Icy Snow Pokemon. Hot days cause its body to melt. It can be restored by refreezing it, but the process leaves its body slightly warped. This Pokemon has existed since the Ice Age. It controls particles of ice, freezes its opponents, and then shatters them with a headbutt. So it implies ice cream has existed since ancient times. Vanillux. It is the Snowstorm Pokemon. Each of its 2 heads has a brain, and when they are in agreement, it attacks its enemies by exhaling a violent blizzard. Even if it loses one of its heads, it can live relatively problem-free. It makes snow clouds inside its body. We have Snubbull, the fairy Pokemon. Both Snubbull and Granbull are now just pure fairies as well. The fairy Pokemon, despite its intimidating face, it's quite cowardly. Its desperate attempts to appear threatening make it popular with people. Its growls make its opponents uneasy. This laid-back Pokemon tends to sleep half the day. Granbull, also the fairy Pokemon. Its well-developed lower jaw and heavy fangs are its weapons. As long as it's not provoked, it rarely bites. More timid than Snubbull, this Pokemon is doted on by young people, amused at the contrast between its looks and its attitude. We have Shellos. Now, this is the East Sea version. Do they have both versions? No, they don't. Okay. Oh, wait. I wonder if this... Wait, does it only have just the East Sea version? That's weird. If this only has the East Sea version, that's the blue one. Like Shellos and then Gastrodon. Anyway, the Sea Slug Pokemon. Shellos lives in the sea and feasts on plankton. The Lovelier, the Lovelier, the ocean... The Lovelier, I'm sorry, no, I'm being silly. The lovelier the ocean where Shellos resides, the more vibrant its color becomes. The difference in color from one Shellos to another seems to be a result of their diet. No large changes can be seen in their capabilities. Gastrodon, the sea slug Pokemon. A team of researchers is scouring the oceans of the world in search of a Gastrodon in a color never seen before. Experiments are being conducted to discover what happens when a Gastrodon is raised in a location other than the sea where it is born. Relicanth. It's the longevity Pokemon. Its form has remained the same for 100 million years. Its body is filled with fat, so it can withstand the water pressure of the deep sea. It was fortuitously discovered during a deep sea expedition. Its teeth have atrophied, so it now survives on microscopic organisms it sucks up. Dhelmise, the sea creeper Pokemon. Swinging its massive anchor, it can KO Wailord in a single blow. What appears to be a green seaweed is actually its body. The soul of seaweed... Wait, hold on. The soul of seaweed adrift in the waves became reborn as this Pokemon. It maintains itself with new infusions of seabed detritus and seaweed. Carvanha. It is the savage Pokemon. Each school has its own territory. Any intruders are mercilessly attacked with fangs bared. If they scent the faintest trace of blood, they rush to attack en masse. When alone, they're rather cowardly. Sharpedo, the brutal Pokemon. It pursues its prey at speeds of 75 miles per hour and finishes them off with fangs that can crush iron. It is known as the bully of the sea. It has a sad history. In the past, its dorsal fin was a treasured foodstuff. First time, I think, ever in Pokemon they've ever used the phrase foodstuff. So this Pokemon became a victim of overfishing. Wailmer. It's the ball whale Pokemon. It loves to startle people. It fills itself up with seawater and plays by bouncing around like a ball. It shows off by spraying jets of seawater from the nostrils above its eyes. It eats a solid ton of wishy-washy every day. Wailord, the float whale Pokemon. Wailord pursue their prey in pods. With their large mouths, they can swallow entire schools of wishy-washy whole. Its immense size is the reason for its popularity. Wailord watching is a favorite sightseeing activity in various parts of the world. Lapras, the transport Pokemon. Its high intelligence enables it to comprehend human speech. When it's in a good mood, it sings in its beautiful voice. These Pokemon were once near extinction due to poaching. Following protective regulations, there is now an overabundance of them. That's funny. Let's see. Ooh, wow. We have Execute. It is the egg Pokemon. Its 6 eggs use telepathy to communicate among themselves. It is believed to carry plant genes and the genes of other species. 6 of them together form a full-fledged Pokemon. It's often hunted by Crabrawler, but uses psychokinesis to drive it off. Executor. Now, here we have an Alolan Pokemon. Alolan Executor, Grass and Dragon. Let's see. Alola is the best environment for this Pokemon. Local people take pride in its appearance, saying this is how Exeggutor ought to look. As it grew taller and taller, it outgrew its reliance on psychic power, while within it awakened the power of the sleeping dragon. Funny enough, if you look at really old Cantonian Pokedex entries, it talks about Exeggutor coming from a far-off land, or some sort of distant island. I forget the verbiage, but it's something like that. Ooh, this thing's interesting. I recall seeing this, but like have almost no memory of it. Jongmo. So Jan. So just to give you a look on how this verbiage is here. JANGMO-O. So it's like oh. I'm assuming you say it again. So like Jongmo. It is the scaly Pokemon. It's a dragon. It expresses its feelings by smacking its scales. Metallic sounds echo through the tall mountains where Jongmo lives. They live in mountains where no trace of humans can be detected. Jongmo grow little by little as they battle one another. And then Hakomo becomes dragon fighting, the scaly Pokemon. It leaps at its prey with a courageous shout. Its scaly punches tear its opponents to shreds. It sheds and regrows its scales on a continuous basis. The scales become harder and sharper each time they're regrown. k0ngbuster's. It's the scaly Pokemon. When it spots enemies, it threatens them by jingling the scales on its tail. Weak opponents will crack and flee in panic. Its rigid scales function as offense and defense. In the past, its scales were processed and used to make weapons and other commodities. Hey, just like Dogecoin. Ooh, we have Emolga. It is the sky squirrel Pokemon. It glides using its cape, like membrane. Oh, a cape like membrane? That's what that is? Huh. Electrical energy scatters from it, shocking its friends and foes alike. It grills berries and bug Pokemon with electric shocks and makes a meal of them. It usually nests in the holes gouged in trees by Pikipek. We have Scyther, the mantis Pokemon. It confuses its prey with its quick ninja-like movements. Then, in an instant, it cleaves them with its scythes. While young, they live together deep in the mountains, training themselves in how to fight with their scythes and move at high speeds. Scizor, the pincer Pokemon. It uses its wings to adjust its body temperature. Otherwise, its metal body would become too hot and melt in the heat of battle. Once it has identified an enemy, this Pokemon smashes it mercilessly with pincers hard as steel. Murkrow. It's the darkness Pokemon. They awaken at dusk and take wing in the twilight, leading to the expression "Get home before the Murkrow fly." We have that's right. Seen as a symbol of bad luck, it's generally disliked. Yet it gives presents, objects that sparkle or shine, to trainers it's close to. Honchkrow, the big boss Pokemon. A single cry from this nocturnal Pokemon, and more than 100 of its Murkrow cronies will assemble. If its Murkrow cronies fail to catch food for it, or if it feels they have betrayed it, it will hunt them down wherever they are and punish them. Wow. Ooh, we have Riolu, the emanation Pokemon. It can discern the physical and emotional states of people, Pokemon, and other natural things from the shape of their aura waves. It's tough enough to run It's tough enough to run right through the night, and it's also a hard worker, but it's still just a youngster. Lucario, the aura Pokemon. Not only does it perceive auras, but it also has gained the power to control them. It employs them in battle. They can detect the species of a living being, and its emotions from over half a mile away. They control auras and hunt their prey in packs. Ooh, we have Dratini. All three of them are the dragon Pokemon. It grows by molting repeatedly. Boots made from the tanned cast-off skin are a super luxury item. After a 10-hour struggle, a fisherman was able to pull one up and confirm its existence. That's funny. Dragonair. It has also been thought that its crystalline orbs are imbued with the power to control the weather. Funny it says that. In the one Pikachu movie short, I think it was the one for the movie 2000. At the very end, when Pikachu and friends save the day and whatnot, there's a Dragonair seen flying through the air. When the storm ends and a rainbow happens, a Dragonair seen flying through the air. Some of you, I'm sure, know what I'm talking about. From time immemorial, it has been venerated by agriculture peoples as an entity able to control the weather. There we go. Let's see. A Dragonite. This Pokemon saved a shipwrecked man, taking him to a remote island, a paradise occupied solely by Dragonite. Can you imagine that? That's cool. Incur the wrath of this normally calm Pokemon at your peril, because it will smash everything to smithereens before it's satisfied. Ooh, we have Aerodactyl, the fossil Pokemon. A Pokemon from the age of the dinosaurs. It used its saw-like fangs to shred its prey before eating them. In ancient times, it ruled the skies. A wildly accepted theory is that it went extinct due to a large meteor impact. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, nice. Now we're getting into like the legendaries of Sun and Moon. We have Tapu Koko, the land spirit Pokemon. This guardian deity of Mele Mele is brimming with curiosity. It summons thunderclouds and stores their lightning inside its body. It confuses its enemies by flying too quickly for the eye to follow. It has a hair-trigger temper. Wait, it has a hair-trigger temper, but forgets what made it angry an instant later. Tapu Lele, the land spirit Pokemon. This guardian deity of Akala is guilelessly cruel. Wow. This fragrant aroma of the fragrant aroma of flowers is the source of its energy. As it flutters about, it scatters its strangely glowing scales. Touching them is said to restore good health on the spot. We have Tapu Bulu. It is the land spirit Pokemon. Oh yeah, all of them are the land spirit ones. Okay. It pulls large trees up by the roots and swings them around. It causes vegetation to grow, and then it absorbs energy from the growth. The guardian deity of Ula Ula is a lazy Pokemon. It commands plants to immobilize its foes and deals them a savage blow with its horns. Tapu Fini, the land spirit Pokemon. The dense fog it creates brings the downfall and destruction of its confused enemies. Ocean currents are the source of its energy. The guardian deity of Poni, that's Poni, it can control water. People say it can create pure water that will wash away any uncleanness. I don't think that's right. And it will wash away any uncleanness. That's a weird way to say that. Cosmog, the nebula Pokemon. Its body is gaseous and frail. It slowly grows as it collects dust from the atmosphere. In ages past, it was called the Child of the Stars. It's said to be a Pokemon from another world, but no specific details are known. Cosmoem, the Protostar Pokemon. Motionless as if dead, its body is fairly warm to the touch. In the distant past, it was called the Cocoon of the Stars. There's something accumulating around the black core within its hard shell. People think this Pokemon may come from another world. Solgaleo. Now this is just to explain what this is. So Solgaleo and the next one, Lunala, it goes Cosmog, Cosmoem, and then either one evolves, I believe, into like whichever game you have. I guess somehow, because it doesn't actually explain it. Hold on, let me see. Catch after battling it. So I wonder how it actually truly evolves them. It just says level 43, level 53, and I'm not sure what that symbol means. I'm gonna go back one phrase because I'm just curious about that. Does it even show? It looks like there's like an item specific symbol for Sun and Moon, so it probably like just has to. It's probably some sort of story thing, if I had to guess. Actually, anyway, Solgaleo, the Sune Pokemon, Sunne, Sune or Sun or Sun, maybe. It is said to live in another world. The intense light it radiates from the surface of its body can make the darkest of nights light up like midday. This Pokemon is said to be a male evolution of Cosmog. At the activation of its third eye, it departs for another world. Even though it says gender unknown. Interesting. Lunala, the moon. So sun, moon. Yeah, so it's Moone. That's what it says, moon. It is said to be a female evolution of Cosmog. When its third eye activates, away it flies to another world. Said to live in another world, this Pokemon devours light, drawing the moonless dark veil of night over the brightness of day. Okay, so now we're getting into even more legendaries here for Sun and Moon. We have Nihilego. It's the parasite Pokemon. One of several mysterious Ultra Beasts. Oh, these are the Ultra Beasts. Okay. People on the street report observing those infected by it suddenly becoming violent. One of the Ultra Beasts, it's unclear whether or not this Pokemon is sentient, but sometimes it can be observed behaving like a young girl. Buzzswole, the swollen Pokemon. This Ultra Beast appeared from another world. It shows off its body, but whether that display is a boast or a threat remains unclear. A mysterious life form called an Ultra Beast. Witnesses saw it pulverize a dump truck with a single punch. They always mention dump trucks, and trucks in general for vehicles, no cars. Pheromosa. It is the Lissome Pokemon, Lissome, the Lissome Pokemon. One of the dangerous Ultra Beasts, it has been spotted running across the land at terrific speeds. And its speed stat is immaculately high. Let's see, one of the Ultra Beasts, it refuses to touch anything, perhaps because it senses some there's a word again, uncleanness in the world. I guess uncleanliness is a better way of saying that. I'm going to say uncleanliness. Xurkitree, the glowing Pokemon. One of the mysterious life forms known as Ultra Beasts. Astonishing electric shocks emanate from its entire body, according to witnesses. It appears from the Ultra Wormhole. It raided a power plant, so people think it energizes itself with electricity. I'll show this to you. It looks like this, honestly, like this Lovecraftian monster, almost. It's just like a tentacle with no real head, if that makes sense. It's like this tentacle mass with no body, kind of. Yeah. Celestia. Celesteela? Oh, I get it, because it's a Steel type. That's the joke. Celestia, the launch Pokemon. It appeared from the Ultra Wormhole. Witnesses observed it flying across the sky at high speed. One kind of Ultra Beast, witnesses have seen it burn down a forest by expelling gas from its two arms. Kartana, the drawn sword Pokemon. And there are a lot of Ultra Beasts. There are like 8 legendaries of these things, not even including the ones before all of this. Let's see. Kartana, the drawn sword Pokemon. This Ultra Beast came from the Ultra Wormhole. It seems not to attack enemies on its own, but its sharp body is a dangerous weapon in itself. One of the Ultra Beast's life forms. It was observed cutting down a gigantic steel tower with one stroke of its blade. Guzzlord. And yes, it is Guzzlord. G-U-Z-Z, Lord. The Junkivore Pokemon. Darkened Dragon. It has gobbled mountains and swallowed whole buildings. According to reports, it's one of the Ultra Beasts. A dangerous Ultra Beast. It appears to be eating constantly, but for some reason its droppings have never been found. Necrozma. It is the Prism Pokemon. Reminiscent of the Ultra Beasts, this life form... Wait, reminiscent of them? That's weird. But this life form, apparently asleep underground, is thought to have come from another world in ancient times. Light is apparently the source of its energy. It has an extraordinarily vicious disposition and is constantly firing off laser beams. Oh, nice. We have Magearna, the artificial Pokemon. This artificial Pokemon, constructed more than 500 years ago, can understand human speech, but cannot itself speak. Its mechanized body is merely a vessel. Its true self is its soul heart, an artificial soul. And actually, that's it for the main Pokedex of Sun and Moon. However, we have Mega Evolutions here. So, we have Mega Evolutions here. We have Mega Slowbro, the Hermit Crab Pokemon. All the energy from Mega Evolution poured into the shelter on its tail, leaving Slowpoke to be swallowed whole. When bathed in the energy of Mega Evolution, Shelter converts it into impregnable armor. There is virtually no change in Slowpoke. Mega Alakazam, the PSI Pokemon. As a result of Mega Evolution, its power has been entirely converted into psychic energy, and it has lost all strength in its muscles. Its hidden psychic power has been unleashed. A glance at someone gives it knowledge of the course of that person's life from birth to death. That's crazy. Mega Gengar, the Shadow Pokemon. Gengar's relationships are warped. It has no interest in opponents unless it perceives them as prey. The energy of Mega Evolution awakened it. It sinks into another dimension where it keeps a patient watch for its chance to attack. Mega Gyarados. The atrocious Pokemon. Mega Evolution also affects its brain, leaving no other function except for its destructive instinct to burn everything to cinders. It jets water from these orifices on its sides, streaking down the water surface at supersonic speed. Mega Sableye, the darkness Pokemon. The jewel from its chest, which has grown gigantic due to the effects of Mega Evolution, can turn back any attack. Supporting a giant heavy jewel, it can't change direction very nimbly and is vulnerable to attack from behind. Mega Salamence, the dragon Pokemon. Anyone standing in its path gets sliced right in two, while this Pokemon continues its flight without interruption. Mega Evolution fuels its brutality, and it may even turn on the trainer who raised it. It's been dubbed the Blood-Soaked Crescent. Mega Kangaskhan. It is the parent Pokemon. Oh, it says female only. Interesting. Mega Kangaskhan's strength derives from the mother's happiness about her child's growth. Watching it grow up keeps her spirits high. Thanks to Mega Evolution, its child grows, but as the child is good only at fighting and nothing else, its mother feels uneasy about its future. Mega Pinsir, the stag beetle Pokemon. The influence of Mega Evolution leaves it in a state of constant excitement. It pierces enemies with its two large horns before shredding them. Bathed in the energy of Mega Evolution, its wings become unusually developed. It flies at speeds of approximately 30 miles per hour. Mega Metagross, the Iron Leg Pokemon. This form results from one Metagross, one Metong, and two Beldum linking up. That is cool. Mega Evolution stimulated its brain. It emerged as a ruthless Pokemon that will clutch at any means of ensuring its victories. Mega Garchomp, the Mach Pokemon. Excess energy melted its arms and wings, transforming them into giant scythes. Its vaunted wings become scythes. Sending it mad with rage, it swings its scythes wildly and slices the ground to pieces. Mega Absol, the disaster Pokemon. When this Pokemon whips the wing-like fur on its back as though beating its wings, it sends an intimidating aura flying at its opponents. As the energy of Mega Evolution fills it, its fur bristles. What you see on its back are not true wings, but this Pokemon isn't able to fly. Mega Glalie, the face Pokemon. The excess energy from Mega Evolution spilled over from its mouth, breaking its jaw. Wow. It spews endless blizzards. Wow. It envelops prey in its mouth, freezing them instantly, but its jaw is dislocated, so it's unable to eat them. That's crazy. Its jaw is broken? Jeez, dude. Mega Sharpedo, the brutal Pokemon. The spines sprouting from its head are transformed fangs. If they're injured or broken off, the spines will regenerate countless times. As a consequence of Mega Evolution, its combative instincts exploded. The yellow marks it bears are scars from a long history of battles. Mega Scizor, the Pinsir Pokemon. The excess energy that bathes this Pokemon keeps it in constant danger of overflow. It can't sustain a battle over long periods of time. Due to the effects of Mega Evolution, its pincers have taken on a more diabolical form, ripping anything they pinch to shreds. Okay, we have Mega Lucario, the Aura Pokemon. Black streaks all over its body show where its aura and the energy of Mega Evolution intermingled and raced through it. It readies itself to face its enemies. By focusing its mental energies, its fighting style can be summed up in a single word: heartless. And last but not least, Mega Aerodactyl, the fossil Pokemon. Part of its body has become stone. Some scholars claim that this is Aerodactyl's true appearance. When a Mega evolves, it becomes more vicious than ever before. Some say that's because its excess of power is causing it pain. That's a pretty good way to end that. I'm just going to make sure there's nothing else back here. I'm pretty sure there isn't. Just move descriptions, certain item locations. Yep, that's it for the Pokedex. Everybody, that's it. Sun and Moon, the guide is done. In the future, we'll move on to these. These are considerably bigger as far as their entries. The Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire and the Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I'm going to have to get them done over a few days. I'm not going to be able to sit like 8 hours straight and do them, but in due time, I'll get them done, amigos. Once again, I love doing this all for you guys. I love exemplifying and invigorating all of you with this amazing voice talent of mine. So you all know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Look at the links down below. You know what to do. Everybody, thank you all for joining an audience with me today. And I'll catch you all on the next video. k0ngbuster out.